Thoughts think for us. So who's the captain steering our self-body living relationship? Here we're looking at a play of words. We should have had fun playing with words, creating with words, in and as the starting point of life, but now we're stuck in a play, a theater, of our own minds, of which we're not the director. Obviously, the question here is, how do our thoughts think for us? The question we have to ask ourselves is, are we deciding to think the thoughts that we do? Or do they just come up, appear, with a nice energy experience attached to them? Thoughts, for example, would be preparing to do a task, and all of a sudden, a flash of an image or memory comes up with an energy of experiencing yourself to be inadequate for the task. Like, for example, seeing a past memory in where you failed to do a particular specific task. And then a backchat comes up of, I can't do this. Did you really, in self-awareness in that moment, decide to construct that thought, decide to feel what you did? Or was it just there, immediately, almost naturally? Why not question such thoughts, such feelings, such backchats? Why do we simply, naturally, automatically believe them, without question, without considering a change? Why not consider, but hey, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling, so why not change who I am within me in relationship to my physical living? See, the awareness that has to develop in human consciousness is what your thoughts are, what your feelings and emotions are, and where exactly they come from. Why we function through thoughts, feelings, and emotions as things that come up in our minds that we see and experience, but never change. This is what we're showing within Desteni, that we're not the captain of our self-body living relationship, as how our existent equation should have been. Instead, we're existing in a mind-body-soul relationship, with humans believing they are the mind, that that's all that you are, and humans believing they have a soul, when all the while it was a pre-programmed system determining your life and living. So the mind or consciousness has replaced our self or awareness, and the soul has replaced our living. And that's why we so automatically, without question, believe and listen to our thoughts, feelings, and do not question them. Because from the soul system, they primarily dictated who we are, and so our lives or our living. We've never realized that our beingness has been held hostage by the pirate of consciousness and mind, and our treasure as life and living has been imprisoned by and through the soul or soul system that has dictated or determined our life or living experiences. Therefore, the relationship should have been self, body, living, but now it's mind, body, soul. Self, body, living would have been us in and as self-awareness, with and as the body, actually living in and as this real world. But now, with the mind replacing the self, we're existing in separation from the self and the body, and so this real reality. And with the soul replacing our living in and as this real world, we've always in our consciousness been oriented to exist or live for the hereafter or the afterlife. And now we're faced with massive reality consequence in and as this real physical existence because of it. So it's time to correct the relationship from mind, body, soul to self, body, living, which is the process we're walking at Desteni, from consciousness to awareness, from pre-programming to living, to actually live and take responsibility for what is here, to become the captain of the relationship, as how it should have been within and between self, body, and living, and discover the true treasure of life and living. We'll continue more with this in interviews to come. Thank you.